The concept for surrender came mainly from the duality of good and evil. And I guess in the sense of the movie, it is through the law and crime. One of the things that I really liked about the genre, the crime genre, is the dissection that you can really do with these characters, whether they are on the right side of the law or the wrong side of the law. There's always this morally gray line that they have to come across.
Surrender is a film about the lack of a difference between good and evil, depending on what perspective you have and whatever side you're on. With Eddie just, of course, being an agent, but being best friends with the Don of the Mafia. And it just shows that a lot can go wrong depending on where you're at and who you're around, and you don't know whose side somebody's on.
My character is Lorenzo Bernardi, and his role is the son of the Don. After reading a little bit more about who he is, he's just one guy who was born with this legacy to follow, but does not want to fulfill his role in the family. He just has his own dreams, his own life that he wants to live. And what makes him, I think, to me, very interesting to play. Because in a way I feel like I do kind of can relate to this character in certain ways outside of my life.
In Eddie's case, where he feels most comfortable is, of course, with the notorious group, with the Mafia. But at the same time, he has, in the back of his head, he knows that he's gonna be the downfall of this. If they fall, it's because of him. And so when he does feel comfortable, he's still a villain. So there's really nowhere he fits in at all. I think the most challenging thing about Eddie, just trying to figure out how to portray who he is as an agent and how to portray who he is as the best friend of Zoe. I did a lot of just trying to go back and forth between which accent I wanted to use when he's his most comfortable with Zoe, opposed to when he's talking to Sawyer and he's literally at his most uncomfortable because he doesn't know these people. He doesn't know them. He knows them as well as he can, but nobody as well as his best friend, for sure, for sure. So just trying to figure out who Eddie is at all times.
When Sawyer, her character, first off, the way that Rachel plays her in the few moments that she has, you immediately want to know more about them. They show the strength that no other character has. She clearly has this whole, don't fuck with me attitude. And that's just because that's what she's had. That's the skin, that's the armor that she's had to build to put herself in the position that she is.
Seeing things from a different perspective compared to like the hard truth of his family or his dad does put him in a more vulnerable state of trusting people and wanting to believe that not everything has to be chaos. I think that's his biggest threat to himself, the always wanting to kind of see the good even though he is aware and knows of how chaotic it really is out there.
That's the beautiful thing about this film. It's a gray area. This film is the gray area personified. There is no good or evil because yes, they're criminals, but at the same time, they're trying to feed their family. And I'm pretty sure there are people that'll feel that the FBI, the police, they can be the bad guys, but they're trying to make the world better and feed their families. So one thing I think this film incites is wanting to see the perspective of everybody, and that breeds empathy for everybody.
Betrayal was probably one of the, if not the biggest theme that I really dissected in this film. The surrendering to it, especially when you don't have a choice necessarily, where you're either screwing yourself over or you're screwing someone you really care about, even though that is the moral thing to do.
The one that resonated more with me was the friendship aspect of it, because I feel like this film, with the short amount of time, it shows the development of a long friendship and how people tend to create their own life, and because of that have to make their own decisions, right?
This script was sent to me, it was years back, huh? Years back. When I first read it, I was blown aback, because it was sent to me we were talking at work, and it was like, hey, I'm gonna send you this script of this film. I think you do very good playing this character. I have you in mind. So I'm already thinking like, okay, where can I relate with him, with Edson, trying to be somebody that I wasn't, or trying to be around the people that I was most comfortable around, and still having that challenge of not knowing who I am the whole time, just not knowing my identity. Other than reading the script and finding where I related with Eddie, I didn't do much preparation. I didn't at all, to be honest with you. I felt confident enough to know that I relate with him enough to where I can just let it flow out. I can let it flow out. And it was cherry on the top that the cast was so great.
Do you need to relax?
One of the biggest things that I wanted to do in this film was build a world in a small time frame. As fictitious as this world may be, as high the stakes may be, and the low resources that we have, one of the things that I knew that was really gonna sell this was gonna be the actors.
It was hard in a way, but at the same time, it was easy. The reason for that is because it was a character that I had to develop very quickly.
For the part of Lorenzo, he was not originally the main choice, but Ricardo really came in about a couple of days before we started filming. He got the script and he really developed something that I gave him a sense of, but he really fleshed out something that I was not even picturing in my head.
Something happened where I had to step up. I remember I was asked last minute if I could fulfill the role, if I could step up, that information was going to be sent to me, what to go over. I remember I was driving to Austin, which is where we film, and the entire drive, all I did was reading the script. Not safe, but I was definitely developing the character as I drove. That little almost 2-hour drive definitely helped me zone in and develop the remaining traits, because I remember that day I was gonna arrive to Austin and go straight into shooting the first scene that I was gonna shoot.
When I actually got to shoot with Art, Jake, Rachel, I was nervous, bro, coming in. I was so nervous. This being my first film, first time behind the camera other than a music video. I'm playing somebody else, but somebody that I feel like I can relate with as well. I didn't want to mess my lines up. Once the camera started rolling, it all clicked together. And what kept me in line was, of course, just the chemistry between the cast. When we were on camera together, it was very easy to react off of and stay in character with it. With Jake, just his nervousness that he used to portray Santi, it felt so real. He was locked in, to say the least. It felt so real. And the little shake he does when he's trying to light the cigarette and everything before, when Eddie walks off, oh, it was great, man. It was great. Even with Art, with Ricardo, it felt like that was my best friend. The chemistry that we had for the time that we had together on camera. I keep saying this, but I mean, it was just so easy to bounce off of. It didn't feel like we were filming a movie. It felt like we were having conversation. And I think that portrays well in the film.
This film, it's a must watch. It's so enthralling. It will keep you hooked from the start, from the first score all the way till the end.
Can't wait to see y'all. Can't wait for y'all to see the movie. I appreciate everybody that takes the time to support this movie. Y'all be safe.
Thank you for watching this film, and I really hope you enjoy it.